Hello, my beautiful souls. This is the Ruby Garnet Show, and you are listening to me, Ruby, talk about all kinds of things about the tarot. Sometimes we talk about it in terms of interpretations, like in a unique, fresh way, or maybe even like in terms of like reflections, meditations, you name it. I like to do things different. And a lot of my interpretations kind of came from several years of actively trying to understand the tarot, but struggling to, like, actually having a hard time. And I had because my background was in psychology, and they would talk about, like, well, in order to have a better memory of things, you have to kind of turn it into, like, give it some meaning, like make it more fun. You know, we remember things better when things have a deeper meaning or a deeper value of things, or we can imagine it in our minds. We can actually kind of like really get into it. And so I needed to really just really make it into something more personal for myself. And so I remember one year, um, I would go through I was going through some minor cards, and I don't remember who I had. Oh, I had so Alexandria Cortez. I had her as like the magician for one year because I felt like, oh my god, um she went from working in a bar to being a very well respected politician. And that to me was like, well, she manifested what she wanted. She got exactly what she wanted. She did it. She was successful. It doesn't matter what you feel of the woman. That's magician energy, is manifestation. We are going to talk about the star card, though. Let's quickly, though, talk about like some of the more stereotypical interpretations, which is usually about hope, renewal, optimism, and even having faith in the universe's plan. When we see this card, usually it's a woman. There's some, like she's at a water's edge with a cup in her hand. She's maybe pouring something out. She's picking up water in her hand. Maybe even it's more up to interpretation of what that may mean to you. Is she pouring the cup? Is she receiving something from the water's edge? And I kind of see it as that she's able to receive and release at the same time. And I think that's really important to my version of interpretation of the star card, because and it's a very spiritual card because it's the divine feminine, right? And she has a sacred relationship with the divine source, and she is who she is. She's quite comfortable in her own skin. She doesn't have to be anything other than her. She doesn't have to wear anyone else's outfits. She doesn't have to pretend. Doesn't have to wear makeup. She is exactly who she is, and that is quite okay. In terms of like an example, I kept trying to think of like the star card. I kept on like, oh, who would represent the star card the best? And I really had a hard time with that. So, but I still want to talk about the star card because I feel like let's talk about it in a different way, right? Like from what I was telling you just now, that stuff that's not going to be in the usual stereotypical interpretations. Is a woman who may be receiving and releasing, a woman that is deeply spiritual, a woman that is quite comfortable in her skin. But then there's also to the woman, let me pause. The woman's edge. That might be relevant. I was what I was going to say, she's at the edge of something. The edge. Like, is she on the pinnacle of something? She's maybe she hasn't even fully gotten into who or what that she's becoming. She hasn't yet fully immersed herself in all that is. But it's not really important right now. What's important is that she's almost there. She's almost there. Woman's edge, man. Maybe we women have a lot more strength and advantages than we're given credit, right? This whole ability for us, we can give birth to things. We really can. We can also to nurture things and make things come to life with just loving and dotting and caring and making sure that certain needs are met all around. Women have no choice but to be courageous. We don't have a choice. I think for men, there is a choice a little bit. But as a, in my personal experience, there's no choice. I have to be courageous. I have to be at that edge. I have to go to the waters and sustain myself and let go and release. And, if we think about the water too, water is a very psychic element. It could be about dreams. It could be about, sorry if I'm rambling, but when we're going through the imagery of the tarot, there's a lot of things that will come forth from just looking. If you allow yourself, if you just, it's like having a brainstorm session when you're looking at a spread, right? It's very overwhelming, but when we look at the details and allow our intuitive gaze to be directed, we can understand what's going in the tarot spread very quickly. And for me, if I saw the star card right now, I'd be like, oh my God, my eyes keep going to the water. It keeps da 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 da. Oh, you wanted to be the perfect daughter. And it didn't quite work out. Or are you still trying to do that? I'm not an LMC, I'm not a doctor, financial, legal advisor. All choices your own. Drop whatever doesn't resonate. I was not expecting this to happen, but I guess it's happening. Entertainment value only. So let's dive into that. You wanted to be the perfect daughter, and you are on the edge of something. You are recognizing that you haven't yet fully hit your full potential. You're looking out to the ocean, and oh my God, Moana is kind of the star card. What? Okay, all right, that's your homework assignment. Moana, right? But it's true, isn't it? Because she felt something. She has this deep spiritual relationship with the water and with her own grandmother in some ways, if we kind of look at it symbolically. But that's a whole nother video. And she yearns for something deeply. She has this knowing, inner knowing that she's supposed to be doing something. She's supposed to be doing something. And when we look at the star card, there's this willingness to go and do that. It's happening. It's in the process of happening. You may not think it has happened, but if not now, but soon, it will happen. You're going to go to that edge, you're going to get a boat, and Six of Swords, the traveling, the transition, the becoming will occur. And oh, I just got shivers, man. Shivers my timbers, man. What the frick? That was good. That was good. Okay. I want to hesitate in going into a full channel, because like if you are interested in my readings, you can definitely go to my about us page, scroll all the way down, check out my services, reach out to me in email or through the website. Probably email is better. You can check me out on Messy Human Tarot and reach out through Facebook Messenger if you want. But, you know, my dog's like stirring. But the reason I don't do a full deep dive is these videos are really meant for us to kind of explore a more intuitive approach that's open-ended and exploratory. It's not really meant to be organized and to be done in a structured manner. So if I saw this comment like a while back ago, like recently, there's like, it's incoherent. And I'm like, well, you know, Odin was pretty incoherent after he stumbled after the hanged man. And then what I was being funny. I was being very funny. And a lot of it is that you know, when we're talking about the tarot, I don't think we can actually be coherent about it. You know, it's a very deeply spiritual thing, and with the star card, there's so much to unpack in the star card, and I think we like to think like, oh, it's about, you know, something good is happening in your life, everything is working out, and that, yes, it does mean that, it does, everything is going to work out, and but it might mean like you need more positivity in your life, you do need to have more faith. Yes, it could exactly mean that. But if we kind of like look at the imagery, like sometimes we gotta release control. We don't need to go and dive in right now. We don't have to like go to the deepest corner of the waters just yet, because certain events need to occur first. You know, sometimes we need things to align before it's actually safe for us to go into that boat and go into Six of Swords energy and transition into something better and new and fabulous. Because let's be honest, like, I know a lot of us want things to happen now, but the star card isn't about now. It's about take a deep breath, chilling, and because she's not rushing around, she's actually kneeling, she's getting close to the edge, but she's not rushing. There's no rush about the star card. It's, you know what? I'm going to take my time here, and I'm going to like let go of a couple of things while also to opening space for new things to come in my life. You know, I'm going to reflect, I'm going to heal myself, because water can be very cleansing. So sometimes it's going to be about, you might need to do some healing work on yourself. You might need to do cosmic light therapy on your molecules in your aura or something. You know, you might need Reiki, you might need this, you might need, you just maybe need to sit for a little bit and just sit, you know. And I do want to kind of wrap this up, because I don't want the episodes being too long. I feel like we can lose things. We can also become easily overwhelmed by the cards. Whenever I'm looking at tarot spread, I'm you know, actually let's go back a couple of years actually before I talk about the now. You know, back when I was first learning the tarot, I remember thinking, I'm gonna go big and go home big. You know, I'm gonna do these like I did the Celtic spread where it's a lot of cards, right? And it was very overwhelming. I remember feeling like my brain shutting down and having a panic response, going like, I don't know if I can actually be a tarot reader. I don't think I can do this. This is hard stuff here. And what I had to do is actually do smaller readings and focus on one card at a time and develop a relationship with these cards and then work from there. And I still do that actually, because sometimes I actually get a better reading from too many cards. And I think sometimes what can happen, and so This is also to a tale of caution with too many cards is when you bring up those cards, you're asking the divine source to direct your gaze, right? And that means you have to deal with the receptivity to all those messages, and that can be a lot to handle. So and even in start cards, there could be a lot of messages in just one card. So don't go big and go broke, right? It's okay to say, you know what, I'm going to focus on this one card, and then I'm going to get what I can from the well. And if I feel like I need another one, like Six of Swords, like if that comes up for me, I don't even have cards anywhere near me right now. I have no cards. I'm just pulling it from my mind. And so sometimes even when you're doing a reading, you might be looking at a card and you're like, oh my God, I feel that Six of Swords energy going on here. Like, I feel like this person's going to move somewhere, or they're going to emotionally transition into a better place. And it doesn't have to be like a physical move, Six of Swords. It could literally be, because think about water, right? Water is usually about like, about our feelings or intuitive guidance. It's a building block of life itself. It's about natural rhythms. Maybe we're thinking about the moon, right? We're thinking about the ebb and flow of all things. It could be about healing, cleansing of sorts, even massive destruction in our life with water. And so when you look at Six of Swords with the Star card, you're the Lord is directing your gaze. The spirit of all that is Odin, whoever you choose to call forth into a reading to direct your gaze, they're saying this person is, I'm hearing lack of faith for this. They have a lack of faith. So would that be, yes, let's reverse that card. Let's reverse it. Okay, you can, like, even if you pull it upright, you can choose to reverse it, and you go like, okay, I'm going to do that right now. Boop, it's reversed. And then let's say like, oh, Spirit's like, we don't really feel it for this. Let's reverse Six of Swords. If Spirit says like you should reverse it, go ahead, go for it. And now like that shifts the whole entire story right there, right? What's that saying to you? This person doesn't want to shift into a faith-based worldview. They are avoiding deeper change. They are avoiding personal growth that could lead to a better lifestyle. That could lead them to being closer to their highest good, their highest will, the highest purpose. And then like say that you pull Ace of, wait, what are you saying? Ace of Swords or Ace of Cups? I'm laughing because they're like, Ace of Swords. Okay, we've got a lot of sword energy here. So I feel like you want action now. You're like, this has to happen now. I want this to happen now. And you want a beginning now, but you got a lot of resistance to it all. What needs to go? What are you holding on to that is preventing you from a better new beginning, right? And this is why I love the tarot, because sometimes we have to ask these kind of questions of ourselves. What am I doing that isn't allowing me to have a smoother transition, that is allowing me to become a better version of myself, that's allowing me to have the life I've dreamed of, right? Because water, dreams, right? You have these dreams that you want to manifest and to bring into the reality of here and now. And I'm feeling a lot of throat chakra issues going on right now for you. And again, I'm surprised this is popping up right now, but it's popping up. And Ace of Swords. Spirit just wants me to say it. And they're like, just say it. And it feels like you need to cut away something in order to have your new beginning. Like if you want something better to happen, you need to do something about it. You can't be waiting around and expecting change to happen without doing anything about it. See where I'm going with that? And that's kind of why, like, when if you come knocking at my door, I'm a personal transformation tarot reader. I can't, I cannot undo the version that is me. I can't. I am very comfortable in personal transformation. I'm very good at it. And if you want to continue this reading, you're gonna have to knock on my door. Because I gotta really force myself to stop talking right now about this, because it's kind of it is fascinating when these accidental channels occur, and it makes me wonder why. It does. It makes me wonder why, because it says a lot about you guys out there. You are looking for some growth. You're looking for some change in your life, but you're not quite sure how to go about it. And you could probably, maybe even you can do your own reading and figure it out for yourself. You don't need me. Psh, I'm just trying to teach you how to fish. You know what I mean? Like, what's that phrase? Feed them fish for a day, teach them how to fish, and they'll be set for life. So, regardless, if you like what you've heard, please like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to comment down. I mean, please be friendly on the comments. I understand that sometimes we're all going through stuff, and I'll try to be lighthearted if it's kind of a rude comment, because I think that in all of it all, like, we're all just trying to do the best we can as a messy human being. This is why, like, I like the tarot. There's allowance for all this. There's allowance for space, for room for growth and development. And I know, like, my words, like, come out the way they come out because I have a throat chakra issue. I don't know if you can tell. And so sometimes my voice is strained. Sometimes the words don't come out the way I want them to. But it's always best to, like, be okay with that. We can own that stuff. We can say, nah, yeah, so I have a throat chakra issue. It's like inactive. Like, I have more of an inactive one, and it's not, it's like, it is what it is. But the only thing I can do is just keep trying to talk and keep doing this, because eventually what's going to happen is, eventually that stuff will just gotta eventually get better, I would assume, right? I've had a throat chakra issue for like years, so it's gotta eventually get better, huh? All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. I appreciate the new subscribers, by the way. Thank you so much for following. Thank you so much. This channel is new and it's fresh, but it's also too new and low budget. So feel free down below. I don't really have access right now to, I am so low budget right now, to making this look pretty right now. So I think, honestly, at this stage of the game, like, if you want to donate, feel free to do that. But I would hesitate in doing that because I have no access to my my thingy. What's it called again? You can do it, but I'll get access to it again at some point. And I am rambling, and I love rambling, so don't mind me. But it's just like, I have no time. Really, honestly, the best way for you is just share. Feel free to share. That's if you're like low budget yourself, like, I'm gonna share, I'm gonna subscribe, I'm gonna comment, I'm gonna post this on Facebook, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. That is the best thing you could ever do, especially this holiday season. It's just share. Share, because think about it, I don't need much. You don't need much. You don't have to, the Christmas season is not about buy, buy, buy. It's about giving back. So feel free to share. And I will let you go for reals this time. But marry me, blessed be, amen, to good health and to loses.